Hey folks, earlier last year, I decided to get an iPad Pro. I was amazed by all the creative ways other YouTube folks use this tablet to do their work and thought I should give it a try. Fast forward to today and it's my turn to make a video featuring the iPad Pro. In the following, I'll go over a desk setup that's well suited for iPad users, and if you don't have an iPad or don't plan to ever own one, don't worry, as this is definitely a multi-purpose desk setup that's more than appropriate for laptop and desktop PC users. So stay tuned for what's next. I'll start with the desk and all the accessories, and then at the end, I'll focus on iPad-only accessories. But let's not waste any more time. Let's go. So with this setup, we're starting from scratch with a brand new desk, and this is the SmartDesk 2 Premium by Autononomous. I got it in this bamboo top and white frame combo, and I think it looks awesome. Installation was pretty straightforward. What I really appreciate is that the holes in the tabletop were pre-drilled for an easy installation, and that tabletop is super solid. It doesn't compare to anything I've tried from IKEA, even the Beacon line. My drill was struggling to get the screws all the way in. I'm not sure what the core is made of, but I'm pretty sure it's either bamboo wood or a wooden board of some type. That's awesome, as the top is super sturdy and you can drill racks or power strips under for cable management or stuff like that, and you know it won't move. As for the frame itself, it feels super sturdy, and I would definitely recommend the premium version over the standard one, as you get a 3-stage design instead of only 2, and that allows the desk to go lower, and that's actually necessary for a proper ergonomic posture unless you're super tall. I'm 5'11", and 2-stage standing desks are usually too high at their lowest setting. The motors are super smooth and pretty quiet too, which makes this desk awesome for the price. Given the price, it's really hard to recommend anything else, especially with this bamboo top. This one, paired with the premium frame, is a very solid standing desk. As for the chair, I've been using this Gesture by Steelcase for almost a year now, and I really like it. It's highly adjustable, but what I like the most about it are the armrests, as they can be adjusted in many ways, which is quite useful depending on what I'm doing with it. It is a pretty expensive chair, so let me know down below if you'd like me to make a video on affordable ergonomic chairs. Now to the speakers. Edifier were kind enough to send over their S880 powered speakers. I think these look very unique, and they also feature this white and wood theme, although it would have been even better with a bamboo finish, but still, pretty cool. What's great about them is that they feature a wide selection of inputs. They have 2 pairs of RCA connectors, a USB port, a digital input with both coaxial and optical ports, and finally, they also support Bluetooth. Here, Bluetooth is great for the iPad, offering a wireless connectivity option, and the DAC that's built into these speakers supports a sampling frequency of up to 192 kHz and will provide higher resolution audio for laptop and desktop PC users. I think they're the perfect size for most desk setups, and they do sound pretty good, so I'll leave you with a sound test. On the topic of audio-related products, I also have this Audient Evo 4 audio interface. It's one of the best value audio interface for high-quality preamps and converters on a budget. And while I could connect it to the speakers, I actually use this interface to play guitar. I recently bought a used Yamaha electric guitar, and this is an awesome little device to play with amp simulators through headphones. While it works great with my laptop, where I can use third-party amplifiers, it's also a great option for the iPad, where you can connect it with a USB-C cable and then play guitar on GarageBand. This app is actually free and comes with a bunch of amp simulators, and you can even have it running in the background if you activate that setting and follow tabs as you play or play alongside the track that you want on another app. It's pretty cool for such a portable device. And here's an example of what it can sound like. Now to what's holding up the iPad, I have this small aluminum stand. I went with this model because it looks a lot like the Apple XDR display stands, and given the boxy design of the iPad, it looks kind of like a mini version of that monitor. It's not super high quality and it's a little too small for an iPad, but it looks pretty cool. And there's also a hole at the back to have a cable in for power, and same thing at the base of the holder. As you might have noticed, I have two Type-C cables that allow me to connect both my laptop and iPad to my monitor. Well, these are in fact Thunderbolt 3 cables, and one of them is connected directly to the monitor, but the other one comes from a Thunderbolt hub under the desk. This one's from Logic, and I featured it in a previous desk setup video. It's pretty nice as it works both with Thunderbolt and USB-C devices, and it supports up to two 4K monitors and adds a bunch of USB ports. It will also provide up to 60 watts of power, so it can connect peripherals and monitors while charging the device with a single cable, which is pretty nice in a setup like this with a MacBook and an iPad Pro. This setup is actually pretty cool, as I can use the iPad as a second display with my MacBook over AirPlay, or I can use the big monitor to replicate my iPad screen on a larger display. And in all cases, both the Mac and iPad are getting power over USB-C or Thunderbolt 3. Now, on top of the monitor, I have this Yeelight monitor lamp. I have a dedicated review on this Yeelight lamp, but in short, it can light up my whole work surface with a high quality light that has adjustable temperature and brightness with a nice wireless puck controller. It can also act as bias lighting, as there's an additional LED strip at the back, this time with RGB support, and this one is controlled over Wi-Fi with the Yeelight app. I think this light is a genius idea, as it solves two problems in a single physical product, and the controls are quite nice. Now, speaking of that monitor, this is my good old BenQ PD3220U, a 4K monitor with Thunderbolt 3 support. It even has a KVM feature to share USB peripherals between two computers, and if you ask me, I think it looks awesome with its small bezels and the lack of branding at the front. What's also great about this monitor is the image quality. It comes factory calibrated and has decent support for standard color spaces like DCI-P3, Rec 709, and sRGB, making it a great option for multimedia and creative applications. And if you are a creative and curious individual, you'll want to know about today's video sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. It's curated specifically for learning, meaning there are no ads and they're always launching new premium classes, so you can follow wherever your creativity takes you. Also, it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. Skillshare has classes on a variety of topics, including graphic design, film and video, and productivity. This year, my goal is to build habits to improve my productivity at work, but also for my YouTube channel. And Thomas Frank just launched a new class on Skillshare called Productivity for Creatives. In this class, I learn about activation energy, which is the time and energy it takes to start working on something you actually want to, and you want to reduce that as much as possible. Definitely something I'll try to integrate in my future desk setup videos. The first 1,000 of my viewers to click the link in the description will get a free trial of premium membership, so you can explore your creativity. So back to the setup. For the mouse, I've got something special. It's made by MIIIW, not sure if that's how you should say it, but basically, it's sort of a transformer mouse. It lays flat when off so that it's easier to carry, but when it's turned on, it actually grows taller. There is a small motor inside of it that allows that, and you can actually switch between the two heights if you prefer it flat even when on. I've never seen something like this before, and it actually becomes more comfortable after rising up, so it's not just a gimmick. Another great feature is that it supports both Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz connectivity with a dongle, which can be stored securely under the mouse. So I can use it with Bluetooth with this iPad and with the dongle with my MacBook. By clicking once on the top button, it switches between the two connectivity options, and it's super nice to have it on top, easily accessible, compared to other mice that have it under the mouse. It's also worth noting that it works great on the iPad with mouse support that was added last year. Finally, the build quality is pretty good. The sides and wheel are metal and it charges with USB-C, so that's pretty cool as I can charge it with either the iPad or the MacBook's charger, and it's a pretty good match visually with my keyboard. And here, I went with this Keychron K3 low-profile mechanical keyboard. It's a newly released keyboard from Keychron, and I'll have a dedicated review on it in the next weeks if you're interested, but it's a pretty cool keyboard overall. It works over Bluetooth, so I can also switch between my Mac and iPad easily. One good perk with this keyboard is that it charges with a USB-C port, which means, again, that I don't need to carry an extra charger with it. Now, speaking of iPad accessories, here I'll go over some accessories that I found that are nice additions if you own an iPad Pro or the most recent iPad Air 4. I tried to find accessories that other YouTubers didn't talk about, and I'm pretty sure you'll come across something new. So let's have a look. First item here is this small external SSD from Orico. It has a very interesting design, and in fact it's smaller than other competing products while still retaining pretty fast speeds for a USB 3.0 drive. It has a single USB-C port and is compatible with the iPad as long as its format is Mac journaled. It's a really great option if you want to do some serious creative work and need additional fast storage, as the one that I have here has a 500 gig capacity. It comes in a variety of color themes too, so it's nice if you own a few of them and want to easily tell them apart. Next up is this USB hub from Lancian. This one was made with the iPad in mind, as it comes with this little plastic gasket for a snug fit. It gives you a full-size USB 3.0 port, memory card readers, a dedicated charging USB-C port, a headphone jack, and an HDMI output. This little device can be a great Swiss Army tool for folks such as video editors. Here you can have an external monitor, wired headphones, a wired keyboard plugged in, as well as an SD card reader in a compact and clean package. Then we have two wall chargers from RAV Power, a smaller 30-watt variant that's great for, let's say, charging an iPad and a phone at the same time. It has both a USB-C and regular USB-A port, so both devices can charge at once. And then the other one is a bit bigger, but goes up to 90 watts with two Type-C ports, so this one would be great to charge both a MacBook and an iPad at once. Pretty cool. Speaking of power, I've got these magnetic charging cables from Base Use. One of them is rated at 20 watts, while the other one goes up to 100. Again, perfect for the iPad and MacBook. So with these, you have a magnetic adapter that you leave in your laptop or tablet, and it acts as a MagSafe connector. This way, it's easier to connect your power cable, and it also reduces chances of accidents. What's great about them is that they also allow data transfer, and they are reversible. Finally, we have this third-party pen from Base Use. It's not as good as the Apple Pencil, but at a third of the cost, I believe it offers a great value. It can still be attached to the iPad the same way the Apple Pencil does, and it will work on the screen pretty much as good as the real thing. What you're not getting here is charging when docked on the iPad. Instead, it charges over USB-C with the cap off, and then it doesn't capture pressure sensitivity. So while this pen is great for general use and writing, it wouldn't be suited for drawing as an example. Still, a pretty decent option if you're on a budget and don't plan on using the pen in creative ways. So that wraps it up for this video. Hope you learned something about a new product in this one or simply got new ideas for your own setup. Let me know down below if you'd like me to expand on anything you saw in here in a dedicated video. And also, please let me know if you'd like more iPad related content on this channel. As usual, I'll have affiliate links to all the items I mentioned in this video down below. I will also likely create a dedicated kit.co setup if you want to see pictures of the products with the links. So thanks for watching and make sure to subscribe, as I'll see you in the next video.